Yeah, it's such a shame this didn't do better in the box office. If is a brand new 2024 family film directed by John Krasinski, starring Kaylee Fleming, Ryan Reynolds, and Steve Carell. And I was very excited for this movie. John Krasinski is easily becoming one of my favorite directors, what with between the two Quiet Place movies and now this. And Ryan Reynolds, one of my favorite actors, and Steve Carell doing a voice role outside of the Despicable Me franchise. Yeah, I was pretty sold on this movie. So let's go ahead and start this review off, starting off with the good. And personally, for me, there's a lot to love here. First of all, Kaylee Fleming as the main character in this movie. I thought she was absolutely fantastic. Now, I have not seen The Walking Dead, or at least most of it. I've seen a couple episodes here and there. It's just never something I got into. So because of that, I have not seen her on The Walking Dead. And in fact, I don't think I've really seen her in a starring role in anything, but she was great here. And as my first exposure to her as an actress, I thought it was really good. And I thought that she did a damn good job in the role. I hope she does more in the future. I'd love to see more, especially with the talents that she displayed in this movie. And then you got Ryan Reynolds here, and he's Ryan Reynolds. He needs no introduction. He's one of my favorite comedic actors working today, and I thought he was great. I loved his chemistry with Kaylee Fleming, and there's some reveals about his character in the third act that honestly kind of worked for me. They might have been a little obvious, but regardless, I loved his character, and I loved the arc that he has. And then you got the character of Blue, voiced by Steve Carell, and he's absolutely charming and adorable. Steve Carell is one of my favorite actors as well. I loved him on The Office. The Office was one of my favorite shows, and I've loved him in just about everything I've seen him in, and I love this character that he voices. I love the childlike innocence that the character has, and also he's just adorable, so there's that going for it. And you get a big cast of voice actors. You got a lot of people. Their voices pop up in this movie. Phoebe Waller-Bridge has a prominent role. You got Matt Damon, George Clooney, Awkwafina, Sam Rockwell. Even Brad Pitt shows up at some point. And it's just a lot of fun listening to these voices and hearing, oh yeah, that's that person, that's that person. And also, Louis Gossett Jr., may he rest in peace, has his final role in this movie, and I liked his character as well. And aside from the characters, you get a really fun and charming story about finding your childhood back. And I really loved the message of this movie of never lose your childlike spark, your imagination. That's just something that really spoke to me, because I've been going through some stuff in the past few years where I've really been trying to find my imaginary spark again, and this movie just really helped me realize that, and I really love that whole plot of the movie. And it's just a really heartwarming movie. You got even John Krasinski. He plays Kaylee Fleming's dad, and I love the story between the two. It can be a little heavy of a subject for some people, but I just thought it was handled really well, and it's just a lot of fun. It's charming. It's emotional. I just love the movie. The visual effects is fantastic. The designs of the imaginary friend characters are all very unique and fun. And there's a really fun sequence where Kaylee Fleming's character is first taken to the world of imaginary friends. And it's just a fun sequence to see her react to all the settings and even redesign it a little bit with her mind. It was just really fun. And there's also really good score, really good soundtrack, really, really great. And that's about all for the good. On to the bad. And if I could say one thing, it's not even a big issue for me. It's just the fact that this movie might be a little too heavy for some of the younger audience viewers. My son, who's 2 years old, he was able to sit through the whole thing. But some of the more probably about to turn 10-year-old children, it might be a little heavy, and in that case, a little bit boring for them. But regardless, that's not a big issue. That's just something I do have to point out for any parents who are watching this and want to take their kids to see it. But regardless, that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. I loved this movie. It's easily one of my favorites of the year. I loved every second of it. And If is such a fun movie. It's adorable, it's charming, it's funny, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on If. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.